Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be performing a simple, easy enough service. We will be replacing the coil packs as well as the spark plugs on this 2009 Volkswagen GTI. This comes equipped with the TSI engine. It just so happens that the recent models also have the TSI engine. This might help you as well. Changing the spark plugs as well as the coil packs is very easy. Anyone should be able to do it. A little bit of background on this situation here, on this vehicle. This vehicle, at one point about 4 years ago, I had all four Bosch coil packs. A year later, after I did the main service, one of the coils on cylinder number 2 decided to malfunction, and it completely failed, leaving me stranded on 3 cylinders to go back home. This week, another one has failed 4 years later, and it is now time to replace all 4 coils, in my opinion, as well as spark plug. I do have Bosch spark plugs on the vehicle right now, and I intend to change it with this iridium NGKs. I don't know if this is a good choice or not, but I will try it, and I will let you know if I have any bad experience. NGKs is a very good company, and hopefully they'll do fine. I also want to change the coil packs of these packs that I purchased off of Amazon. I don't know, these are significantly cheaper than the factory, well, the dealer sold units. The coil packs, the Bosch coil packs, which went bad on me, were from the dealer. And like I said, one of them went bad on me a year after installation. With that being said, let's get into the job and begin taking this apart. To remove the coil packs, there's little clips here. Mine have gone missing. Not my fault, due to a bad mechanic. Very easy. You have to remove the electrical component, but I do have a clip which you have to push by hand, not with a metal tool. Very, very important. Remove the electrical wiring harness, and then you lift up. This coil pack is from 2008. I've used these. I used this one as a replacement to the coil pack that went bad, just so I can drive the car until my new coil packs come in. But yes, these will misfire after a while. That's it. This one right here is one of the Bosch coil packs. It still works for all I know. I just so far I had 2 of these fail on me. One of them, like I mentioned before, a year after installation. Now, to remove the spark plugs, you'll need two tools. You will need this 3/8 spark plug tool. So you can see it's extended. I do not recommend getting the 3/8 and getting an extension, because you could leave this into the shaft and it'll just create more problems. You can get it back out, but if you can avoid the issue, it's best to just get the tool itself in a nice 3/8 socket. These spark plugs should come out easy, because I did the service on this last time. Why should they come out easy? Because I put anti-seize. Your situation might be different. Give them a knock. Under no circumstances should you use power tools.
Very simple. Very simple.
It is important to note that the spark plugs will be warm. Actually, they will be hot when you remove them from the engine, especially if unless the engine's been sitting. Then you should be able to remove them by hand. And yes, this tool is magnetic. I want to show you something. I want to show you this here spark plug. Notice all that goo on the spark plug? That goo is my mistake of putting all that contact grease that they sell you and they're paid to sell you at AutoZone. You don't need it. What you do need on a spark plug is anti-seize, which we will apply when we install the new spark plugs. That being said, this is a Bosch spark plug. It's a Bosch spark plug. It's a tip. Go ahead and remove all four to perform a complete service. Right then, let's talk spark plug, namely the spark plug gap. This spark plug comes in pre-gapped from the factory, from NGK, but it does not come pre-gapped for this particular vehicle. Thus, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get this feeler gauge. Mine is from AutoZone. This feeler gauge is quite inexpensive. You're going to have to gap. You're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have to gap the spark plugs to 32/100ths of an inch for this Volkswagen GTI from 2009 with this TSI engine. And yes, this information is available on the internet. Now, I've already gapped my spark plugs. It is very simple. You put the feeler gauge and you spin. See how mine stops right there? If it doesn't, if it stop, you're going to have to manipulate. If it doesn't, you're going to have to manipulate this section of the spark plug, this rounded section, to gap the spark plug properly. Otherwise, you may experience a misfire. With that being said, let's go ahead and install these. Now then, installation is very simple, fairly simple. In order to aid removal of these spark plugs, next time there needs to be a service. I strongly encourage, it is well practiced to use some anti-seize lubricant. This will help remove these next time, because these can fuse to the block or the engine head. Very simple. You apply some anti-seize, not too much, just a respectable amount on the threads of the spark plug. And yes, this will spread out on the threads. That's why you don't put too much. And then you take your spark plug tool, which should be magnetic. Mine is magnetic, except, well, to be honest, it's less magnetic since, well, I don't know why, it's old, a little bit old. And you slowly place the spark plug in and start threading the spark plug into its place. Do not use power tools. Under no circumstances do you want to strip the threading of the spark plug or the threading of the shaft, because that's a whole lot of mess that you do not want to deal with. Now, go ahead and do that for all four, and you'll resume with the installation of the coil packs. After the spark plugs have been reinstalled and hand tightened, simply get your ratchet and tighten up the spark plugs. I do not know the torque spec on these, but let me summarize the torque spec on this. Don't over tighten, not too tight, just like that. Simple. They're not gonna come undone, for crying out loud. Very simple. Tighten the spark plugs, all four of them. Feel free to look up the torque spec on this, on the spark plugs. I don't think it's necessary. Once again, rule of thumb, not too tight. Don't damage the block. There you go. After that, grab your new coil packs, insert them back to their respective locations. Once again, you don't need any fancy lube on these. Contact lube, I think that's dumb. It's dumb. Give them a nice love tap. Once again, first time I'm using these specific coil packs. They are a lot less expensive than the Volkswagen brand. I think at Volkswagen's about $107. These were about $54 for the whole set. With that being said, if they are bad, I will let you know. After that, take your wiring harness. My wiring harness is a bit beat up, but yours should click in. And there you go. And now fire up the engine, and hopefully it works. So there you have it. Started right up, no issues, and now you know how to change your spark plugs and coil packs. With that being said, have fun, save some money, stay strong, God bless, and have a nice day.